Greetings. Hi, everyone. Hope this finds you well. This is a weekend that we will be experiencing a full moon, and it's the full moon of August. And, every full moon, every moon has its own energy and power. This particular moon is said to be highly auspicious and enhancing connections with other human beings, as well as our innermost selves. Well, I think that's always an important thing, but if we have an energy of that behind us, certainly connection with other human beings is really up these days in the collective consciousness. And so that's fantastic that we have this energy of the moon to really support it and help us go inside as well to connect to that. The moon itself is about devotion and is about compassion and it's about love. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's always about. How can I love more? What would love have me do? And so today it's a warm day. We're going to do a yin practice, an inward turning yin practice. And one of the other wonderful things about the yin practice, I was just reading an article by Dr. John Doulard, a very wonderful Ayurvedic doc, and he was speaking just about slow yoga, and he mentioned yin yoga and restorative yoga. But what he spoke about is not to put down in any way an active practice because everything has its benefits, but to go beneath. I mean, first, when we come into our body, we're aware of the physical tensions, the muscles, and the way they're holding. But when we stay longer, we go deeper into the connective tissues, into the energy, and the outer subtle tensions soften and give us an experience more of our deeper selves, of our truer nature. And so that really is the invitation. And in that place where we connect to our true self, which is really connected to everyone and everything because we're not separate, we begin to feel our separation fall away. That sense of me, mine, and I. And it's not that we don't experience ourselves, of course, as an individual consciousness, but that individual consciousness, like the wave, of course, is part of the ocean, the collective consciousness, the universal consciousness. Or Deepak Chopra says, the non-local consciousness, and we as individuals, the local consciousness. And so if we stay in our practice, we can go deeper and deeper and wider and connect to everyone and everything as ourself. So here we go. So today I hope you have a blanket near you. I hope you have 2 blocks or books near you, right? That could work. And always nice to have a covering for your eyes. Whatever props work for you, have them nearby so it makes it easy for you as you move in your practice. Okay? So gather what you need. And as you're doing that, I'll just share a little bit more. As I was reading about this full moon, it's with summer at its peak in Leo season 2020. And I know about Leo season because I have 2 Leo sons. One celebrated a birthday last week and one this week. So I know about Leos. They're fantastic and so much energy and so much love. But they say that August full moon takes place in visionary, actually Aquarius, the zodiac's fixed sign. And the Aquarius energy is focused on the collective. So it's all about our roles within friendships, social groups, and communities at large. Not unlike what I just read about our connections with other human beings, right? And under this full moon's energy, we have to consider the well-being of our communities as a whole. So remembering ourselves as a whole, right? Not as a separation. So now that you've gathered everything and Find your seat, please. Come to the edge of your blanket or your cushion and gently draw the fleshy part of your buttocks back. And you just sit there and as you inhale, interlace your fingers and stretch the arms up. Lift the heart a little bit. And as you exhale, gently round the spine, stretch the arms forward. And once again, inhale up just slowly with breath. And as you exhale again, gently round. Do that one more time. And the next time you round, just pause there for a breath or two. And as you next inhale, gently lengthen. As you exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, lift the arms up, shoulders up, and exhale, roll the shoulders back. And do that again. And then allow the shoulder blades to come onto the back body. Gently let them spread and kind of tuck under the heart. Relax into that space as the heart space gently opens. You might even bring your hands right here at the center of the chest and just a little tap to lift the heart a little. And then let your hands rest on your legs, palms up or down, or in your lap. So just take a seat where we would now get grounded, because while we're honoring the moon, we honor the moon and everything. So as we sit here on this earth, that too is just like us. So feel the earth as you gently settle down and ground. And gently lift the crown up to the heavens. Take a few long, steady breaths. No struggle. And feel where you are. Meet yourself fully as a friend. And with each exhaling breath, just allow a little more relaxation. The more we can relax these outer tensions, the more we can be present inside and listen inside, which is also part of this moon energy, to be able to listen deeply. And whatsoever you meet, just come as you are. Just come as you are. Meet everything with a spacious, loving awareness. And as you meet everything for a few moments, open the sense doors. Become aware of sounds around you. Become aware of the taste in your mouth. You might notice the mouth begins to fill with saliva just by going into that sense of taste. Become aware of any coolness or warmth on the skin, or the way the clothes feel, or how it feels sitting on the earth or in a chair. And if your eyes are open, just taking in with your eyes, but even if they're closed, seeing what you see here, even with eyes closed, or not seeing. This is how we experience our life, mostly is through the sense doors. But there is a deeper way of experiencing life, and recognizing that all of this is part of who we are, and yet there is also that expanded, loving awareness of all of this. Awareness is aware of sounds and scents, tastes, thoughts, feelings. Mm. Mm. And so, having touched into that place of loving awareness, let's take a moment to remind ourselves that this is where we live, we want to live. And so, from now until I fully awaken, I vow to take refuge in loving awareness, my true home. And from now until I fully awaken, I vow to take refuge in the path of loving awareness, the road that leads me home. All the beautiful teachings and practices that help us to have an experience of who we are. Remind us. And from now until I fully awaken, I vow to take refuge in the Sangha, my teachers, my friends, my spiritual family, those who aspire to live awake and free. And you might take a moment to feel and bring into your heart some of those amazing beings that have loved you into being, that walk this path with you. That are always here with you. Mm. And then to remind ourselves that we want to live from the awakened heart. We remind ourselves that from now until all beings are experienced as liberation, I will bring benefit and happiness to all. And feel what that means to you, to bring benefit and happiness to all, omitting none. And so today we'll chant to the moon, Chandra. The words are Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Let's say that a few times. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. And I'll chant it once now, and then we can chant it together 6 times. Okay. So honoring the moon. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. 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 Once more. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. And as the outer words fall away, perhaps a whisper of the mantra remains as you sit in the energy of that. Breath comes and goes. And for a few moments, rest with the silent mantra within. And when the mind wanders away, it's not a problem. You just notice that. Awareness is aware. And so you notice thinking, and with such kindness, you come back to the mantra Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Let's sit together like that for a few minutes, relaxing and opening to this energy of the moon. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. I bow to the energy of devotion, compassion, and love. I am the energy of devotion, compassion, and love. So as you hear the sound of the bell, just allow the mantra to fall away, but the energy of the mantra remains. And notice if there's a sense of openness, expansion. And to honor our time together, if you'd like, join me. We'll chant the sound of Om, please taking in a breath. Hari Om Shanti, peace. And as you bring your hands in prayer, bowing to your own heart is a way of acknowledging the divine and the light within yourself and each other. Jai Bhagwan. And then take a moment to let your body stretch out a little bit, release from sitting. And then please, as you're now sitting, again, bring yourself up sitting gently and slide the feet away as the soles of the feet come together. And here's an option. So Yogi's Choice today, we can do an extended butterfly pose with the feet out. So you're making like a little diamond shape. Or if you like, you can bring them in. And this way we're working more of the liver, extended more of the gallbladder. Okay. This is sometimes a little more challenging, but it's okay. All right, so make your choice, not one better than another. And then gently just tip forward a little bit and allow the spine to gently round. Now, if you have a block or a bolster or anything near you, have it near you so you can use that if you need. Your hands can come down, or if your legs are out, they can rest on your legs or your elbows on your shins, supporting your head. And then let the spine gently round, okay? The head can rest on a block. And find your place there. It's a great pose after you've been sitting for a while to help release the spine. So come to that place that feels appropriate for you. Any more, too much, any less, not enough. It's interesting. It's where the body first meets a resistance. And then really we have to grow in tolerance and patience so we could stay and dive in a little deeper. But of course, as you come to any edge, it's not unusual to meet with your own resistance in the mind or in the heart. And then that's a deeper relationship. How do you want to meet that? Can you breathe a little there? Honor anything that's here. It's not a problem. What if you backed off just a little bit? Or if you don't feel the edge, go in a little deeper. As we dive in deeper in this physical practice, it becomes not just a physical practice, although that's always good and important to keep us healthy, but it becomes also a spiritual practice, a practice of presence, practice of love, a practice of choosing how to be. We take responsibility for our actions and our words and our thoughts. So for these few moments now, come into the breath. And feel the quality of breath. And those of you familiar with ujjayi breath, it's that little contraction in the back of the throat. And it'll let you slow the breath down. You can even find a rhythm for the breath. You can count 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm, and see where it goes, and let the exhale match it. And then all along the way, when you feel tension, whether it in the physical or the mental or emotional bodies, relax what you can. Not from a place of we've done it wrong, but wow, there's a holding here. This is wonderful information. It's wonderful to see ourselves, at least the way we're manifesting, right? That local consciousness that's manifesting. And relax what you can. Mm. Sometimes there's a yearning to go a little deeper, then let the body do that. In these last few moments, invite the body to go in just a little bit further. See where it wants to go. Hmm. And then to release, bring your hands to the earth, lengthen or roll your spine up. Pause when you come up. Straighten, lift the legs and lengthen them out a little bit. Oh, sometimes it's a little, we feel it like, oh, it's the bones in there. Whew. And then relax that. And if the body feels taxed, you just take your breath and awareness there. And you might notice how once you've released, the energy then starts to flood the system. Tune into that energy that you are. And then if you would, come back up and come up into a table position. Now we're going to come on our knees. So if you need, place a blanket under your knees and have blocks or books out there. And your knees are over your hips and your hands under your shoulders just about. Let's begin with the right foot and bring the right foot forward. And keep your foot flat on the ground, okay? I like to start with blocks. You can slide the left leg back, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly behind. Just let it slide back and relax, all right? So take a little time to find the appropriate place. And sometimes in this pose, the knee may come a little bit more forward than the ankle. That's okay, as long as the heel stays on the ground, okay? And then just sink a little bit into the shoulders. Find the place, that first edge that you can be with. And then scan around in the body, the physical body, to begin. And relax any place that you find might be holding on. Now, it's not that we don't feel muscles, but there's that add-on, right? Very often, there's an add-on. Something happens, we have a response, and then there's the add-on. I like it, I don't like it. Or the sense of aversion or grasping. But, the moment is pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. It's just what it is. So once you've settled in and you've relaxed what you can, and that's an ongoing process, and you find the breath again like you did before, let it grow long and silky smooth. If the body wants to go deeper, you can come onto your elbows or turn the blocks down, lower. Only you know, only you are in your body. Sometimes you need less and you come up on your knee. Mm. Mm. And now as you breathe, begin by bringing the breath down into the abdomen and feel how the abdomen naturally rises and falls as you breathe. You can imagine that as you inhale, there's a gathering of energy there. And as you exhale, a storing, gathering and storing. Hmm. And these last few moments, just see where the body wants to go. Hmm. And to release, we're not going to fully release, just come back out of it just a little bit. And this time, take that right knee, bend it, and slide your right foot over toward your left hip. And then slide your left leg back as we come into sleeping swan. Now, you can be here and be on the elbows. You can come down on the ground. Some of you might have knee issues, so you come on your back, right? And you do thread the needle, right? Same kind of shape. So yogi's choice again. Only you live in your body. Takes a little adjusting sometimes. Options, right? On your blocks, on your elbows, spreading the elbows and resting the head. So find your place. Settle in. And notice if your hip is rolling off to the right. And if you're doing that, see if you can bring it back to the center. Again, if you need a little support, blocks are nice for the forehead. It's nice because it lets the spine relax, the neck relax. You have different heights to work with. Mm. Once again, remember the breath is your ally. Mm. And once again, bring that breath into the abdomen. And we'll come into another pranayama. And the use of pranayamas or the breathing practice in these long, deep poses help to deepen our experience, open the energetic body, connect us more, connect us to source, the energy that we are. So now as you inhale, visualize the energy and breath sweeping from right below your navel, down under the root, up along the back of the spine, over the crown to the third eye, right at the center of the forehead. Pause there 2 counts, 1 ohm, 2 ohm. As you exhale, visualize the breath and energy sweeping down the front of the spine, right below the navel, and pause there 2 counts. The inhale, you sweep down and under and up along the back of the spine, over the crown, to the third eye. As you exhale, down along the front of the body, down to that second center and pause. And breathe in that way for a few moments. Awakening this energy, these energy channels of the nadis, the chakras. Take another few moments here and see if the body wants to drop in any further, any other expression of this sleeping swan. And then to release, bring your hands under your shoulders, lift the torso. Take the right foot and slide it back. Pause for a moment as you come back into child. Or if you're on your back, just draw your knees to your chest. Take a few moments here in the child's pose, or snail pose, some call it, or embryo pose. And let relaxation happen. And feel the effects of these few poses. And then begin to stretch the arms out overhead. Once again, come up onto your hands and knees, and this time take your left foot, slide it forward. Bring those blocks or books. Slide the right leg back. Come to that perfect place just for you on this side. It doesn't have to feel or look like the other side. And settle in. Scan around in the physical body. That's what we meet first, are all the sensations in the physical body. So scan around in it. It's a lot of information. It can show you where there might be holding, where there's unnecessary tension, where you can let go a little bit. Remember, your breath is your companion. And then on this side, let's bring into it the practice of loving kindness, because we're here practicing for the moon, right, in honor of the moon and love and devotion. And so wishing ourselves for a moment, holding ourselves as our own child, with all the wounds or the samsaras, the scars, and wishing this precious one, may you know peace. May you feel safe. May I feel safe. May I feel content, just as I am. May I feel healthy and strong. May I live with ease. And then let those blessing practices, those blessing phrases, and you might find others for yourself, wash over you. Really, we are devoted to each other and to our own awakening, to kindness and to love. So wishing for yourself May I feel safe. May I feel content, at peace. May I feel healthy and strong. May I live with ease. So as the breath comes and goes, let the phrases wash through you, blessing you like a gentle rain of loving kindness, compassion, metta. And then take another breath or two and see if the body wants to dive in a little bit more. And then to release, just gently come back. And then take that left foot over towards the right hip and let your left knee come down and slide the right leg back. Now you remember, those of you who have any knee issues, you can come on your back and thread the needle. And then come down into your expression. Now, I didn't mention this, but here, whatever you're pressing into, whether your hands are on the floor or your elbows, just gently press into them so the weight comes back in your hips and not in your knees, right? It's a good way to protect the knees. Our culture, we tend to have a lot of those knee issues. And now, again, find your place where you can stay here. Whether you're on your blocks or you've spread your elbows or you've stretched your arm overhead. If you're on your back, taking hold either around the shin or around the thigh. The spine nice and long on the ground. And scan around whatever pose you're in and relax the outer tensions. The time to stop, slow down, and feel how we are feeling the life. These unconscious tensions that hold. And so by staying here and becoming ever so present, we learn so much. And we can open our hearts to ourselves and know that not only are we in feeling all these feelings, but so are others. So is our culture. So are our loved ones. So right now, bring a loved one, someone really easy into your life, into your heart. Someone that brings a smile to your face and a joy to your heart. And begin to wish them well. May you feel safe. May you feel content and at peace. May you feel healthy and strong. May you live with ease. May you feel safe. May you feel content, at peace. May you feel healthy and strong. May you live with ease. And you might notice that different loved ones come into your heart and mind, so wish them well. We can never do too much blessing, too much well-wishing. So take another breath or two and see where the body wants to go to in these last few moments. Mm. And then please bring your hands again to the earth, lift the torso up, and lift up and slide that left leg back. And then take both knees and spread them nice and wide. Press into your hands and bring your buttocks back to your heels. Now, those of you that are on the ground, you can simply spread your knees and take hold. So either wide knee child with that gentle press. So again, we're back in the hips, not the knees. Or lying on the back with the knees wide. And again, come down onto your forearms. You can support the chin or the forehead. Or you can spread the elbows and rest one hand over the other as we take rest here. Hmm. Hmm. And so we've been blessing ourselves, blessing our loved ones. Hmm. And we can move through the different stages of sometimes a neutral person. These are people that we come in contact with in our life. Sometimes the people we meet at the market, or someone that cleans our teeth, or I don't know that anyone is really neutral if we have any kind of relationship with them. But it's the ones we might pass on the street, but we don't have a strong feeling about them. But to learn to wish well. And then, of course, the ones that might be difficult in our life. Just imagine if they knew peace and happiness and joy and well being, they may not be so difficult. Hmm. And so we like to think that this blessing practice, this metta practice, is a practice that is like a gentle rain. It showers on everyone. Mm. And so we always begin with ourself and end with all beings, and in the middle, perhaps a loved one or someone in need or someone that's challenging. Or perhaps in these days, wishing all those that are feeling the injustice, that they know peace and justice and equality. May their hearts feel heard, and may they feel seen and cared for. May they know peace. So notice what your heart and your mind calls up to wish well, and who. Perhaps there's a category or just a person. Mm. Take another few moments here. Mm. And to release, bring your hands to the earth, lift the torso. Come forward off of your buttocks, lift one knee in and then the other, and then come back into child, or simply if you're on your back, draw your knees to your chest. And pause right now. Feel this. Mm. And wherever you are, before we come to rest, let whatever energy is here or sensations in your body call you to express it through the body. Perhaps there's a gentle stretch or there might be a pose. So ask, this is also, remember, this full moon invites us into a deep listening also to ourselves. So from that place of deep listening, ask, what's needed right now? Is there a movement? Is there a stretch? And then respond. Let the body, mind respond. Be moved. There is the one manifesting itself as you right now. And so let yourself be moved by the flow of life and the flow of love. Dare to be moved in that way. You don't have to know what's coming next. Be in the flow. Whatever you're guided, that's the meditation. That's grace flowing through you as you, calling you home again and again to this love that does not discriminate, to love that is not biased, to love that knows justice, to this love that heals, love that sees, love loves, to this love that is. Mm. Mm. And then take another few moments, please, and again ask, what else is needed so that this feels complete inside you? And then let yourself be guided in that way. What else is needed? And dare to follow that. Dare to be moved by that. And the more we practice that, follow that flow here on our mat, we can listen deeply in our lives and be guided in that way. Mm. And please set an intention now that this movement now bring you to rest, and use any props that you need or cover for your eye. As you take rest on this earth, the sacred mother held in her arms. Let the legs gently splay. The arms can be away, or the hands can rest on your belly, or they can be out by your side, palms up or down. The neck just gently lengthens and the shoulders slide down the back. And then you take a big breath in, hold it at the top, and as you exhale, open the mouth and gently let any tension dissolve to this earth. And then imagine that right above is the full moon. Sometimes we're even seeing the full moon in the day. But just imagine that brilliance of the full moon shining on you. With its coolness, actually. And as it shines down on you, it fills the heart. And it's as if the light of the moon is shining right in your heart. You might notice as you breathe with each breath, there's that sense of the moon expanding in your chest and your torso and your back. And it begins that energy to flow down through the legs and the feet, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, and up right through the head, filled with this light of the moon. Mm. And everything in the body relaxes to it. And in that light of the moon begins to flow through every pore. And the outer body just dissolves to the light of the moon. And you rest. Rest in that energy, light that you are. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Om Cham Chandraya Namaha. Om. So as you have heard the sound of the bells, just let that be a gentle invitation to come back through the sense doors. to any other sounds you might hear, the sound of my voice or sounds in the room. And as you take a deep breath, the sound of your breath. And then as you breathe, that feeling in the body, the experience in the body. And then allow your body to be moved quite organically as it returns back. Just let it gently stretch. Excuse me. And over time, gently draw your knees in towards your chest and roll yourself to one side. And pause there for a moment, resting here, holding yourself so sweetly, tenderly. Hmm. And then please bring your hands to the earth and rise back up and find your seat on the edge of your blanket or cushion. Settle into your seat right here, right now. And as you do that, take a few moments to feel where you are. Hmm. And then let's just do a few cooling breaths. We've been doing this breath. So as we inhale, it's called Shitali. So either some of us can curl the tongue, some of us cannot. So either way, through the tongue, curled, or just with the teeth closed and the lips open, as you inhale through the teeth or curled tongue. And as you exhale, close the mouth and exhale through the nose slowly. So continue in that way. And follow the rhythm of breath and letting it cool the system, like the cooling energy of the moon. The next time you exhale, pause at the top for a few counts. Slowly exhale. Find the rhythm as you exhale to pause out. And again, do a few breaths in that way. So find the natural pauses at the top and the bottom of these breaths. Let the next round be your final round in that way. And then allow yourself to be breathed, the natural rhythm of coming and going. And again, feel where you are now, the effect of practice and turning inward, that listening to yourself and wishing well. Connecting to Source. Mm. And notice what stands out for you today. Any insight or highlight for you. And then drop in even deeper to the source of you, that place that loves without bias, without condition, that is wise and knowing. And receive your guidance for today, for you. What is it I need to know now? And as you open, just let yourself receive, deeply listening. You might hear a word or a message. You might like to write it down or at least repeat it back to yourself. Mm. And then perhaps there's one phrase that really stands out in what you received. And then just let that phrase be like a mantra for you for a few moments. Just like we did the moon mantra. Let this be your mantra. Mm. And let it fill you with an energy until you are filled to the brim. And then please take a breath. And as you exhale, imagine that wisdom and love being sent out to everyone and everything everywhere. And then may we take a moment to send a blessing practice to all beings. May all beings everywhere feel safe. May all feel content and at peace. May all beings everywhere feel healthy and strong. May all live with ease. May we all take care of each other as our brothers and sisters. May peace prevail. And then feel how those blessings are not only for others, but for yourself. And so in this way, may we dedicate the merit of our practice to the awakening of all beings everywhere, so that all might know happiness and the root of happiness, that all may know that all may be free of suffering and the root of all suffering. May this reach out to touch all hearts everywhere, without one exception. And if you'd like to join me, we'll chant our dedicating mantra. Begin with Om. We chant Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu 3 times and end with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let's take a breath and begin with the sound of Om. Om. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And as we bring our hands in prayer, wishing all beings know peace and joy and love and light, may peace prevail. Jabagwan and Namaste. I thank you very much for joining me today. And I also, for your generosity of heart, thank you for those of you're all so generous just by showing up. And thank you to my partner, Ace, who is always here behind the camera and helping me set up. So I want to thank him for his generosity of time and his ongoing love. So thank you for being in my life, everyone. My heart, reaches out to all of you, and I'm so grateful. Jai Bhagwan, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and may we always take care of each other. Blessings to you.